Good morning, everyone. Brian Oliver here in Oshawa, Ontario for the first game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. We are a few minutes away from the opening contest of this Final Four tournament, featuring today's first game, the Seneca Sting and the Humber Hawks. Humber was the number one team in the regular season, finishing in first place with a record of 13 wins and 5 losses. Seneca claimed the fourth and final playoff spot with a record of 10 wins and 8 losses. But make no mistake, this is going to be a very interesting and very close tournament. All of the teams in the tournament finishing within 3 games of each other in the 18-game regular season. So it's really going to be anyone's tournament. And whoever plays the best baseball over the next 48 hours or so, or 24 hours actually, will be crowned the number one team in Ontario college ranks. Setting up this game for you, the Humber Hawks, as mentioned, coming in with a record of 10 wins and 8 losses. This is their first appearance in the OCAA Final Four in the 6-year history of the program. They were not here last year, of course. Humber, of course, is back. They are the defending champions. They won their first OCAA championship last year right here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in a victory over the St. Clair Saints. Humber last year in that game ending a 5-year in a row streak for the St. Clair Saints as Ontario champions. So it's an opportunity this weekend for Humber to repeat as OCAA champions. Humber will be the home team in this game. They are in their white jerseys. You may just be able to see them warming up a little bit on the right side of the infield in foul territory. Seneca Sting will be wearing their red jerseys with the white pants. The umpires are just coming out now to take a look at the field, and they will be meeting with the coaches of each team and accepting the lineups for today's first game. The winner of today's game will play again tonight here at Kinsmen Stadium at 6:30. That will be a game against the winner of the second game that's coming up here, scheduled for 1:30 start, and that will be the Durham Lords against the St. Clair Saints. So that will follow this game about half an hour after the completion of this game between Humber and Seneca. Humber, as I mentioned, second straight regular season pennant as well. They finished first place last year as well in the regular season, and doing so again this year and hoping to defend their title. Humber took the season series against Seneca. They played 3 games against each other, Humber winning 2 of those 3 games. The last meeting between these teams was just 1 week ago in Etobicoke at Connorvale Park, a doubleheader between these teams. The first game won by Humber, and Matt Stoddart was the starting pitcher and threw a complete game in that for a big victory for Humber. The second game, though, the nightcap of that doubleheader, was won by Seneca, 11-3, and Noah Williams was the starting pitcher in that game for Seneca, and he's going to get the start again here for the Sting, hoping to stymie the Humber Bats as he was able to do last Friday night. So the 2 pitchers in this game were each winners against the opposition just 7 days ago. So these teams are very familiar with each other, and it should be an outstanding ball game. The conditions, well, you can see it's very sunny and mostly clear sky here in Oshawa, but it is very, very cool. The temperature right now about 7 degrees Celsius, but the wind is going to be a factor, at least for the first part of this game, and it's supposed to be fairly strong winds or moderate winds for most of the day. The wind's right now out of the northwest, and that will push the ball in to the infield. The wind's coming from left field to right field, so anything that's in the air is going to get knocked down going to left field, but going to right field it might carry. The dimensions of this ballpark, this is one of the bigger ballparks in the loop. Probably is the biggest ballpark in terms of space. It's 352 feet down the left field line, and that's a major shot in the best of conditions to hit it out. Anyone who's able to get it out of the park to left field today in the wind would really be able to do it. But some of these players on this team can hit the ball. Humber is a power hitting team, and so is Seneca. They have really lit up the scoreboard in a number of games this year. In fact, the games that they played against each other were all blowouts. double-digit blowouts. Humber beating Seneca by scores of 11-2 and 12-2 this season, and the Seneca victory over Humber was an 11-3 score. So they've blown each other out all season long. Seneca with a ton of runs all season. They hit a lot of home runs. They've got a lot of power hitters, and if they get the bats going, they're going to give Humber a real go for their money here at Kinsmen Stadium. We're going to probably be hearing the national anthem in a few moments, so we will pause the commentary for a few moments. But glad you could join us. Going to be a great tournament. The winners today in the first couple games will meet again at 6:30 tonight. The losers of the first two games will play again at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and that will be an elimination game. So one team out of the four teams in the Final Four will be eliminated after play today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for each of these teams. Seneca, the fourth-place team in the league, will be the visitor in this game. They will be led off by designated hitter number 8, Jolson Del Rosario. The second hitter will be shortstop Cooper Lamb. Cooper Lamb was last night at the awards banquet named the OCAA Player of the Year. Outstanding ball player. He will be shortstop and batting second. Batting third for Seneca will be the third baseman, number 14, Rodney Gilbert. Daniel Perrier, a 6'9" first baseman, will be at first base, and he will bat cleanup. Seneca's number 5 hitter will be the catcher, number 17, Edwin Kim. Jordan Blake will bat 6, playing in left field. Dan Seguin will be the second baseman. Batting 8th, number 10, Jonah Bennis, the center fielder, and Kevin Monterio will be the right fielder, batting number 9. And again, the starting pitcher, Noah Williams for Seneca. Let's look at the Humber lineup now. And they are managed by Coach of the Year. Dave Cooper, St. Clair was Coach of the Year. Stephen Naharabeki will be the leadoff hitter for Humber, number 22, playing right field. Catcher is number 14, Hunter Bisser. He will bat second. Liam Sutherland, one of the OCAA All-Stars this year, will play center field, batting third, wears jersey number 27. And Humber just coming out to line up on the first base side right now. Batting cleanup, veteran player, outstanding left fielder, number 16, Dennis DeBanning. Rookie of the Year in the OCAA, Sam LaBelle will bat fifth. He's number 12 and will play shortstop. Aiden Murphy at first base, wears jersey number 24 for Humber. Ty Martin will bat seventh. He's at third base, wearing jersey number 26. The DH, Cam Wilcox, will bat eighth. Jared Gonzalez, the second baseman, will bat ninth. And the starting pitcher for Humber is number 7, Matt Stoddard. We're going to now pause for the national anthem. So we're about to set to go here for the opening match of the OCAA Final Four men's baseball championship between Humber in white and Seneca in red. This is the first game of the tournament. The next game coming up scheduled for a 1:30 start will be the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. The head coach of the Humber Hawks, Jeff Gibbs, and their assistant coaches, Justin Mara, Troy Black, Alex Thrower. For Seneca, Matthew Naylor is the head coach, and he's assisted by Joshua Howsam, Mike Loizides, John Bethune, and Noah Kaufman. Both of these teams had some good streaks and maybe some shakier parts of the season. Humber put together a 9-game winning streak at one point this season, and that propelled them rather into a 13-5 first place finish. They did finish tied with St. Clair with a record of 13-5, but Humber gets the number 1 seed because they won the season series over St. Clair 2-1. Seneca started the season out on fire. They won their first 7 games of the season, and then they fell in a little bit of hard times and ended the season with a record of 3-8. So 7-0 to start, then 3-8 to wind it up, finishing at 10-8. But that was good enough to make the playoffs for the first time, and they edged out the Fanshawe Falcons, which finished at 9-9. And Fanshawe was in the Final Four last year, but they're going to be on the sidelines this time around, and Seneca will take their shot at winning an OCAA championship. So we're set to go. Jolson Del Rosario will be the leadoff hitter, number 8 for Seneca. Bats from the left side. He is the designated hitter. And Matt Stoddard is ready to go. The first pitch is taken for a strike. We're underway at 11:08. Again, a temperature of about 7 degrees Celsius right now, and a very cool wind out of the northwest. There's a ball from Matt Stoddard. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Humber in their white jerseys. Stoddard is ready. That is fouled back out of play. The count is 1-2. The OCAA Player of the Year, Cooper Lamb, awaits on deck. You'll see him in just a moment. He's the shortstop for Seneca. Here comes Stoddard with the 1-2 pitch, taken for strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the ball game. Stoddard painting the corner nicely there, and that will bring up Cooper Lamb. Cooper Lamb, 6'3", shortstop from Toronto. The OCAA Player of the Year. Takes a strike from Matt Stoddard. Count is 0-1. 1 away here. We're just underway, top of the first inning of this first game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. Lamb takes a hack at that one, but that was off speed, and he's down 0-2. Stoddard's 0-2 pitch is put into play. It's over the second base and into center field for a base hit. So that's the first base runner of the ball game, and the OCAA Player of the Year gets his single to start. Runner on first with 1 away. So Rodney Gilbert will now bat. He's the third baseman wearing jersey number 14. He bats from the right side. We'll keep an eye on Connor Lamb at first base. We'll set the Humber defense for you in just a moment. Stoddard, the right-hander, deals. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. Aiden Murphy's at first base. Jared Gonzalez at second. Sam LaBelle, Rookie of the Year, is at short. And Ty Martin at third base. Catching is Hunter Bisser. Runner goes. The ball's put into play to short. No chance for the runner. It's first, or rather it's second. And LaBelle is not able to come up with the ball, and everybody's safe. So Gilbert reaches, which in what will probably be scored an error at short. Runners at first and second now with 1 away, and Seneca is in business for their cleanup hitter. 6'9", number 29, Daniel Perrier will come up here in a big situation in the early going. First and second, one away. Top of the first, Stoddard's first pitch to Perrier, misses, ball one. Humber's outfield looks like this. Dennis DeBanning in left field. Liam Sutherland, OCAA All-Star in center field, and Stephen Narabecki in right. That pitch from Stoddard is low. And now Perrier is ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Cooper Lamb at second, Rodney Gilbert at first. Seneca looking to get out on top here in the top of the first inning against the Humber Hawks. Stoddard's pitch swung on and missed. Huge cut there from Perrier, strike one. Again, the wind blowing in very strongly from left field. That will knock any ball in the air down that's hit to left field, but the ball will carry a bit to right here at this very large Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Count is 2 balls and a strike. Stoddard's pitch is high. 3-1 now the count to Daniel Perrier. Edwin Kim, the catcher, awaits on deck as Seneca looking here to make something happen in the top of the first inning. Stoddard is ready. Here's the 3-1. It's low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So that will bring Edwin Kim up now to hit the bases loaded and 1 away. Hunter Bisser's going to go out and talk, settle his pitcher down. Matt Stoddard got a good start, striking out Jolson Del Rosario to start the inning on 4 pitches. But since then, Cooper Lamb has singled. Rodney Gilbert reached on an error. And now Daniel Perrier with a walk to load the bases with 1 out. So Edwin Kim is ready. He also bats from the right side. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. Edwin Kim batted .347 in the regular season. Had 6 doubles. Would like to help his team here get on the board. Count is 0-1, and that is taken for strike 2. Just at the top of the zone, so Stoddard is ahead and looking to work out of a bit of a jam here in the top of the first inning. No score between Humber and Seneca. Humber in the white jerseys, Seneca in the red jerseys. Stoddard is ready with the 0-2. It is taken just outside. Count goes to 1-2. Kim did not bite on that pitch. Humber looking for a double play to get out of the inning. Stoddard is ready. Here's the 1-2. It's low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Lamb at third. Rodney Gilbert at second. Daniel Perrier at first. Edwin Kim at the plate with a 2-2 count here against Matt Stoddard, the Humber pitcher. Stoddard's ready. It's foul tipped, and Bisser is not able to squeeze that, so the at-bat will continue. These, of course, are 7-inning games, and if you get up early or get behind early, there's not a lot of time to get back into a ball game. So for Seneca Sting here, they're looking to take advantage of a golden opportunity here in the first inning. Stoddard is ready with a 2-2 pitch here to Edwin Kim. It is swung on and missed for strike 3. Great pitch there from Stoddard. That's the second strikeout of the inning and of the game. 2 away. That'll bring up left fielder Jordan Blake, number 11. Again, another right-handed hitter. Jordan Blake batted .244 on the season. He will try to get Seneca on the board here. He looks at ball 1. That one well outside. And a good block there by Hunter Bisser to make sure it didn't get away. Cooper Lamb, very speedy base runner at third base, looking to take advantage, if possible, if that ball gets away. Very big backstop here at Kinsmen Stadium. Stoddard with the 1-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike. Again, bases loaded here for Seneca. Humber trying to turn them away. Count as a ball and a strike. That ball is in play, and now it bounces foul. It was briefly in a fair ball, but it's bounced and spun back over the foul line. So that's the second strike. 1-2 now to Jordan Blake. All the base runners were moving there to just in case that ball was a fair ball, but it did go foul. So Matt Stoddard is a strike away from getting out of this. Jordan Blake. He's set. Here comes the 1-2. It's in play to third base, and they will just stamp on third base to force out the runner coming from second for the third and final out of the inning. A great defensive play there by Ty Martin to end the inning. So Seneca leaves the bases loaded, and no score after half an inning of play here between Seneca and Humber. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. Brian Oliver with the live stream coverage of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. This is the opening game of the tournament between the first place Humber Hawks and the fourth place Seneca Sting. Just moments ago, Seneca leaving the bases loaded. They had them loaded with one out, but they were not able to cash in anyone, and they leave three base runners, no runs on one hit in the top of the first inning. So that will give Humber a bit of a boost coming here to the bottom of the first. They are the home team in the white jerseys. Stephen Narabeki will be the leadoff hitter in just a moment, the right fielder. Hunter Bisser will follow, the catcher, number 14, and Liam Sutherland will bat third. Noah Williams is the starting pitcher for the Seneca Sting. As we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, Noah Williams was a winning pitcher just a week ago in a game against the same Humber Hawks, played at Connorvale Park in Etobicoke. That was the second half of a doubleheader that was played last Friday, regular season contest. Seneca winning that game 11-3. So we'll see what Noah Williams is able to do against a very hard-hitting Humber team and also a veteran team. And a lot of these players have been on this stage before. They are the defending champions. So Humber ready to go here now in the bottom of the first inning, and it's Stephen Narabeki. That ball is fouled hard to the left side for strike one. Seneca's defense, Daniel Perrier is their first baseman, Dan Seguin at second, Cooper Lamb at short, Rodney Gilbert at third. The catcher is Edwin Kim. Noah Williams is ready with the 0-1 pitch. It's in there for strike two. Seneca's outfield, Jordan Blake is in left, Joa Benes in center, and Kevin Montero is in right field. The DH in this game for Seneca is Joel Del Rosario. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is in play to third baseman Rodney Gilbert. He comes up with it, fires to first. It's high, and it is brought down by Daniel Perrier. We talked about it. He's 6'9", and he had to use all of his height to bring that ball down, as it was just a little bit high from Rodney Gilbert, but he manages to haul it in and get the first out of the game. So one out. And that will bring up the catcher, number 14, Hunter Bisser. He's a right-handed hitter. First pitch from Noah Williams is in there for a strike. Hunter Bisser is his fourth year of eligibility. He's from Toronto and was part of this Humber championship team from a year ago. The 0-1 pitch is just inside. Ball and a strike. No score here. First inning. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Humber the home team. Noah Williams is ready with the 1-1 pitch. It is taken just a bit high. 2 balls and a strike now to Hunter Bisser. Liam Sutherland awaits on deck. The 2-1 pitch from Noah Williams is in play. It's hit to short. Cooper Lamb has got it. Fires over to first, and he's got him. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Couple of ground balls elicited by Noah Williams. And that brings up Liam Sutherland, the center fielder. Sutherland also in his 4th year of eligibility. He's from Mississauga. The big 6'3" outfielder is ready to go. 2 up, 2 down. Noah Williams' first pitch is in there for a strike to Liam Sutherland. Only 1 hit in the ball game so far, that by Seneca, back in the top of the first inning, an inning which they had the bases loaded but did not score. That pitch is in there at the knees for strike 2. Noah Williams getting that in there. Using all of the strike zone there to get ahead 0-2. Williams is ready. Here's the 0-2. It's high, and Liam Sutherland has no part of that. Humber looking for a quick inning on the defensive side here in the bottom of the first inning. Shakes off the first signal from his catcher, Edwin Kim. Now he's ready. Here's the 1-2, and that's high. Flies high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 to Sutherland. That's hit foul, hard to the right side, well out of play, and it will remain 2-2. Sutherland finished 2nd in the league in batting average, .424. Outstanding year. He was 25 hits for his team, finishing 2nd in average. He was 5th in on-base percentage and 9th in slugging. So he's a power hitter and a veteran player. Had 3 triples, a couple of doubles, 9 walks. So he's also able to be patient up there. He fell behind early in the count here, but he's battled it back to 2-2, looking to get on base for Dennis DeBanning, who is waiting on deck right now and hoping for a chance to come up here with the base runner on. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Noah Williams, and it's low, and the count goes full. The Humber Hawks looking for their first base runner of the ball game. 2 away here, bottom of the first, no score. That ball's fouled away. Good battle going on here now between Noah Williams and Liam Sutherland. So, full count again. Williams is ready. That ball is hit to right field, and it is caught. No, it is. It's caught. No, it's. It looked like it dropped, and they are calling it an out. So my apologies there. I have an obscured view from our position here on the first base side. Great catch by Kevin Montero to end the inning. So that ball was tailing away, and the wind was really strong, and that added to some of the doubt as to whether that ball was caught or whether it had dropped, because Sutherland was on his horse and already at second base. So it's 3 up, 3 down. We've played an inning. No score between Seneca and Humber. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. Welcome back to Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver bringing you live coverage in the live stream of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV. We've played an inning in this opening contest between the Humber Hawks, now back on defense, wearing their white jerseys as we go to the top of the second inning. Both teams unable to score in the first inning. Humber had 3-up, 3-down inning there, so a great catch by Kevin Montero to end that inning off a hard hit ball by Liam Sutherland. So no hits so far in the game for Humber. Seneca coming up now in the top of the second, and they had one hit back in the top of the first inning. So it's Dan Seguin, the second baseman, leading things off now for Seneca here in the top of the second inning. And the count is a ball and a strike. Matt Stoddard is the right-handed pitcher for Humber. Faced this same team a week ago. That ball is popped in the air, and it's going to go foul to the right side, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Matt Stoddard last week throwing a complete game victory over the Seneca Sting in the first game of a regular season doubleheader between these teams last Friday. So he had their number last week, but then again, so did the starting pitcher for Humber, Noah Williams, as he won. He was the starting pitcher for Humber, or for Seneca in the second game of that doubleheader last week, and he won that game in a big fashion. So both of these pitchers off to a good start. Count is 2-2 now to Dan Seguin, and that pitch is high, 3-2. Seguin stays alive as he fouls that off to the left side, and the count remains full. Only hit of this ball game so far was Cooper Lamb's single back in the first inning. He ended up making it around the third but did not score. That ball is hit on the ground. It's fielded by Aiden Murphy at first. He'll flip to Matt Stoddard, covering first to retire Dan Seguin. Nice defensive play there by the Hawks, and there's one out. So Jonah Bennis will come up now for Seneca. Right-handed hitter in the red jersey. Bennis, the center fielder, batted .231 on the season. Had 3 doubles and a triple. And that first pitch from Stoddard is a strike, 0-1. Winner of this game will play again tonight, scheduled game for 6:30. That ball is low from Stoddard, ball 1-1. The losing team in this game will play again at a game scheduled for 4 o'clock, an elimination game. This is a double knockout tournament, so you stay in the tournament until you lose twice. That ball is fouled and goes off the catcher's mask and back to the backstop. And umpire courtesy with the catcher here, he'll just he's looking for a few more foul balls as we've lost a few of them that have flown out of the stadium. Stoddard is chatting now with Bisser to make sure he's okay. Taps him on the head. Is it on a day that's this cold, when the ball hits you, it just feels a little more harsh than it would on a summer day. Great conditions though. There's no rain in the forecast. We have great weather today. It's just a little bit chilly. Game time temperature of 7 Celsius, but the wind chill of 3 degrees Celsius. So it is cool. The 1-2 pitch is away and low. And the count is now 2-2 to Jonah Bennis. Kevin Montero waits on deck for Seneca, the right fielder. Pitch is fouled to the right side. So another ball out of play. Count remains 2-2. Coming up at 1:30 this afternoon, we will have the second game of this tournament for you between the Durham Lords, the host team in the tournament. Although they had to earn their way to get there, there was no automatic host bye. That ball is hit up the middle by Bennis. That's a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for Seneca, and Seneca in business now here in the top of the second inning with a runner on and one away. So 2 hits now for the Sting, and the number 9 hitter will be Kevin Montero. Batted .250 on the season, had a couple of doubles. Runner goes. They throw down to second and not in time. Bisser is not able to get Bennis, who steals second base. Now a runner in scoring position. Aggressive play by the Sting. Bennis had 2 stolen bases on the season. Kevin Montero, who's at the plate right now, had 12 stolen bases this season. So some good speed on this Seneca team. That pitch is just outside for a ball. The count is 2 balls and no strikes here to Kevin Montero. Runner at second, 1 away. That ball is popped foul. Two balls and a strike now to Kevin Montero, the right fielder for Seneca, hoping to cash in Jonah Bennis, who's the second base. We know he's got speed. We just saw him steal second. Base hit might score a run here. That ball is fouled back, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also at stake this weekend, not just the Ontario Championship, but a National Championship tournament scheduled next weekend in Etobicoke that will be hosted by the Humber Hawks. Humber is already in that tournament as the host team. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That ball is grounded to Stoddard. They've got Bennis in a rundown at third, and they are going to tag him at third for the out. Terrific defensive play there by Stoddard as the ball came back to him very quickly, and Bennis was trying to take third, but they will run him down to record the lead, the second out, and they get the lead runner. That's a big out. Montero is safe at first on a fielder's choice. And that turns the lineup over for Jolson Del Rosario, leadoff hitter for Seneca. So now a runner at first with 2 away for Seneca. And the first pitch to Del Rosario is a strike. So we'll score that 1-5 as the pitcher Stoddard throwing that ball over to Ty Martin to record the out and getting Bennis at third base for the second out of the inning. And they'll check the runner there. Montero is back in safely at first. We talked about him. He had 12 stolen bases on the season. Definitely a threat to run. And there he goes. The ball is low. Bisser throws down to second. It's high, and it sails into center field. And it's another stolen base for Seneca. So we suspected that Montero would be running at some point in the at-bat, and there he goes. So he's at second now. He's in scoring position with 2 out. Del Rosario, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out looking to lead off the ball game. He's playing designated hitter in this game for Seneca. The count is a ball and 1 strike. Pitch is hit to left field. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's going to go foul as the wind pushes it off to the left. And the count goes to 1-2. So Seneca threatening again here in the top of the second inning. They left the bases loaded in the first inning, unable to score. They had a single. They had an error. There was a defensive error. They had a walk, but they weren't able to get that first run of the ball game. Count is 1-2 to Jolson Del Rosario. Stoddard steps off. Looks back, the runner, Kevin Montero, he's back to second base. With Montero's speed at second, a base hit would be a very good chance of getting Montero home here. Stoddard hoping to keep him close. That ball is hit down the first base line. Great play by Aiden Murphy. Comes up with it, and he will run over to first to record the third out of the inning. Some outstanding defense by Humber here in the second inning to turn away the Seneca Sting. So runner is left. There was 1 hit and no runs scored. We've played an inning and a half at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa. Seneca no score, Humber no score. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. And we're back at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver bringing you coverage of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream here on Sports Canada TV. And we go to the bottom of the second inning in this opening contest of the tournament. Double knockout tournament between 4 teams involved. Seneca and Humber playing here. They will be followed at 1:30 in a game between Durham and St. Clair. Humber, the defending champions, winning a year ago right here on this field, hoping to do it all again. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Dennis DeBanning, the left fielder for Humber, will lead things off as he takes a pitch just inside from Noah Williams. Ball 1. Humber was 3 up, 3 down in the first inning with a couple of groundouts and a flyout to right field and an outstanding catch in right field by Kevin Montero. That pitch is inside to Dennis DeBanning, so it's 2 balls and no strikes now. DeBanning is a huge offensive threat for Humber. He's had an outstanding college career. The 2-0 pitch is popped foul. The count is 2-1. DeBanning this year was 6th in the league in slugging with a .596 slugging percentage. Batted .319 on the season. Had 8 stolen bases, so he's got good speed. That ball is hit to left field. That's going to be in there. First hit of the ball game for Humber. It's a leadoff single for DeBanning. And that will bring up the OCAA Rookie of the Year, Sam LaBelle, the shortstop for Humber. So 2 hits in the ball game for Seneca so far, and now Humber with its first hit of the ball game. And it comes with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. DeBanning had 8 stolen bases this season. Was only caught once, so we'll keep an eye on him. Noah Williams, the pitcher, will fire it into LaBelle. It's outside, ball 1. Seneca looking for a ground ball to maybe turn a double play. That pitch is low and outside, and it bounces to the backstop. That is a wild pitch, and DeBanning will go down to second base easily and move into scoring position. LaBelle, with a 2-0 count now, has the count in his favor. Had an outstanding rookie campaign, of course, Rookie of the Year in the league. Batted .354 this season, had 10 RBI, 23 hits. And there's a strike from Williams. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out here for Humber. Bottom of the second. Dennis DeBanning with his hands on his hips at second base. We'll try and get a good jump on a ball in play here, hoping to bring home Humber's first run of the game. Williams' pitch is swung on and missed. Rather, it's fouled. It was a foul tip and goes to the backstop. So not a ball that gets away from the catcher. DeBanning has to go back to second. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam LaBelle. He did strike out 7 times this year, had 6 walks. LaBelle looking to get his team on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. That ball is outside, or high at least, from Noah Williams. The release on it he wasn't able to bring it back down. Very cold morning here in Oshawa. Wind's tapered down just a little bit. It's not quite as windy as it was about an hour ago. Full count here to Sam LaBelle. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big out there for the Seneca defense. That will bring up the first baseman, number 24, Aiden Murphy. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Noah Williams. Aiden Murphy is a second-year player for Humber. Batted .354 this year. He was 7th in the league in on-base percentage at .475. That pitch is hit to short. Cooper Lamb comes up with it, throws over to first. They've got the out. That will move DeBanning, though, up to third base. So 2 away now. Nice play by Cooper Lamb. And Daniel Perrier, the first baseman, bringing that ball down to make sure it didn't get away. Ty Martin will be the batter now for Humber. Third-year player, part of the championship, OCAA championship team from last year. He is the third baseman, bats from the left side. Runner at third here with 2 away. That ball gets away from the catcher, and DeBanning does not come home. He did not come home. He stopped. He was going, and then he decided to put on the brakes at the last minute as that ball went off the glove of Edwin Kim, and DeBanning did not come home. So he goes back to third base. Perhaps a missed opportunity there for Humber, but maybe it was a good decision because Kim did get to the ball very, very quickly. Count is a ball and no strikes to Ty Martin. 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. That ball is fouled to the left side, 1-1. Ty Martin finished third in the league in batting average at an average of .420. Had a great season at the plate. That pitch is off speed, been in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now as Noah Williams tries to keep Humber off the board here in the bottom of the second inning. Dennis DeBanning at third, hoping to bring home the first run for the Hawks. Ty Martin ready to take this 1-2 pitch, and it's put into play. Cooper Lamb at short has it. He will fire on to first, and he gets him. The inning is over. So Humber strands a runner, and we'll put a circle or a star on that one, is that Dennis DeBanning did not come home on that passed ball, and Humber not able to score. So 2 innings complete here, and we've got no score. The Humber Hawks and the Seneca Sting. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. Back at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, we're going to the third inning here in the opening game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. Brian Oliver here with the opportunity to bring the action to you. Hope you're enjoying it from wherever you're watching across Ontario or outside of Ontario. Thanks for joining us, and we're seeing some good baseball here this morning, some good pitching so far, and some good defense as well. No runs in the game so far. Seneca with a couple of hits. Humber with 1 hit in the game. Good news is it's warmed up by just 1 degree. So now we're up to 8 degrees Celsius here in Oshawa. But the wind chill is still just 4 degrees Celsius, which would be under high. That'd be the high 30s in Fahrenheit. So it's a chilly morning. It's the kind of conditions you would expect, I guess, in mid to late October for fall baseball. And these players are certainly not worried about the weather at all, as the first pitch of the third inning from Matt Stoddard to Cooper Lamb is high for ball 1. Cooper Lamb was the OCAA Player of the Year, announced last night at the awards banquet as Stoddard bounces that one off the plate for ball 2. Cooper Lamb has one of the 2 Seneca hits so far in this ball game. He singled back in the top of the first inning, but did not score. He was stranded at third when Seneca left the bases loaded. 2-0 pitch from Stoddard is high, ball 3. So Cooper Lamb ahead here in the count, 3-0. He batted .382 in the season. That pitch is in there for a strike. 3-1 now. Stoddard getting a strike. Cooper Lamb was third in the league in slugging, .632, power hitter. And that is taken for ball 4. So Cooper Lamb, the leadoff hitter, gets on base here with a free pass. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Rodney Gilbert, third baseman, and he's a power hitter. Gilbert hit 4 home runs this year. As they check the runner, Cooper Lamb, back to first base. We've seen a couple of stolen bases so far in this ball game for Seneca. We'll see if they keep the running game going right now and test that arm of Hunter Bisser. But they did steal a couple of bases in the last inning. Runner does not go, and big cut there from Rodney Gilbert. Fouls it away, 0-1. Gilbert was 6th in the league in slugging at .615, but his power numbers are huge. 19 runs batted in, 4 homers, 4 doubles. Did have 13 strikeouts as well, so he's a power hitters often are strikeout victims a lot, and Gilbert was certainly that was the case for him. But if he connects, look out. Count is 0-1 here to Gilbert. Runner at first, nobody away here. Top of the third, no score between Seneca and Humber. That pitch is fouled to the right side. Might be playable in foul territory, and Murphy is not able to bring it in. He was battling the wind and battling the sunshine and gave it a good effort, but not able to haul it in. So it's a foul ball, and the count now is 0-2 to Rodney Gilbert. He reached on an error in the top of the first inning, an error that happened at short. So he's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He'll be followed by Daniel Perrier, the cleanup hitter. 0-2 is the count, nobody out. Pitch is hammered to center field. That is a solid base hit, and that will move Cooper Lamb up to second base. And Seneca now with runners at first and second and nobody out here in the top of the third inning. That is the third hit of the game so far for the Sting off of Matt Stoddard. So Daniel Perrier comes up here in another big situation. A lot of base runners so far in this ball game for Seneca. They stranded 3 in the first. They stranded 1 in the second. They've got 2 on here with nobody out. And the cleanup hitter is Daniel Perrier. Perrier was 7th in the league in slugging with first in the league in slugging. That's a wild pitch that gets away to the backstop. The runners will move up. Second and third, nobody out. As Stoddard fired that one low and outside, and Bisser was just not able to come up with it. It just scooted right by. No chance at all for Bisser to throw anyone out on that play. Count is 1-0 here. Big swing from Perrier. He fouls it. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Perrier was first in the league in slugging. .768 slugging percentage. 21 runs batted in. 6 home runs. 5 doubles. This is a great situation for the Sting here in the top of the third inning. This is exactly who they'd want up. That pitch is high and tight. Real tight. 2 balls and a strike. Again, Perrier, 6'9". Big size, big power. Matt Stoddard trying to work out of this jam here. Nobody out, second and third for Seneca. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Big cut there again. See what Stoddard can do here with a 2-2 count. Perrier looking to put something in play. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Stoddard goes upstairs, and Perrier swings under it for the first out. That's a huge out for Humber on the defensive side. That is the third strikeout of the ball game for Matt Stoddard. So second and third now with 1 away, and it brings up Edwin Kim. He was one of the strikeout victims of Matt Stoddard back in the first inning. But Kim also a power hitter. And 6 doubles. That pitch is fouled to the right side, and it'll be out of play, 0-1. So the story of this ballgame so far have been base runners for Seneca, but just not able to cash them in to this point. Only one base runner in the ballgame so far for Humber in their first 2 innings. Another opportunity knocking here for Seneca here in the top of the third. Stoddard's 0-1 pitch is low and outside. Cooper Lamb is the base runner at third. Rodney Gilbert is at second. Lamb reached on a walk. Gilbert reached on a solid single to center. No runs, 3 hits for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit for Humber to this point. There's the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stoddard again looking for a strikeout here. With less than 2 out and a runner on third. Looking for a pop-up or a strikeout to try and keep that run at third. There's a good job of staying alive by Edwin Kim, so it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Defense is in here for Humber as they will look to try and cut down a run at home on a ground ball. All of the infielders standing on the grass in the infield. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's hit to third base. They will come home with it. We've got to play it home, and they got him. Cooper Lamb tried to beat the throw, but an outstanding play by Ty Martin. Throwing it to Bisser. Bisser gets... So score that 5-2. Third baseman to the catcher to record the second out of the inning. Kim is at first on a fielder's choice, and Gilbert moved down to third on that play. So runners at first and third now with 2 out, and that's going to bring up Jordan Blake. He came up in the first inning, and he grounded to third, a fielder's choice that ended a situation for Seneca with the bases loaded and 2 out. So Blake is 0 for 1 in the ball game. So we've seen a couple really outstanding defensive plays by Humber here to help their pitcher, Matt Stoddard, get out of a couple of jams so far. Seneca's still batting here, though, in the top of the third. Runners at first and third with 2 away. Blake takes the first pitch for a ball. Rodney Gilbert is the runner at third. Check swing, not able to bring it back. Good pitch by Stoddard there. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. So Cooper Lamb was thrown out at home on that ground ball as Humber had the defense in, and they were able to throw out the runner at the plate. That pitch is tight and inside for ball 2. 2-1 to Jordan Blake. Blake looking for a hit here to bring home Seneca's first run of the ball game as they check the runner, Edwin Kim, back to first base, making sure he doesn't go anywhere. Kim did not have any stolen bases on the season, but they're looking to keep the force play available at second for themselves. There's a strike to Blake. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Stoddard is walking the high wire here in a couple of these innings. Stranded 3 back in the first, looking to strand a couple here in the third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is popped up, might be playable. Aiden Murphy is there, he's got it in foul territory for the third out. The inning is over. So Seneca strands their 6th runner of 6 runners stranded in the game so far for Seneca. We've played 2.5 innings. There's no score between the Seneca Sting and the Humber Hawks. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning in just a moment here with Humber coming to the plate in a scoreless game, the first game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. And we've seen some outstanding defense so far in this game, especially by the Humber Hawks, as they have turned away Seneca on a couple of major threats. Bases were loaded for Seneca with 1 out in the first. They did not score. They had 2 on and nobody out here or in the top of the third inning, and were not able to score there as well. So good defense by Humber to keep this a scoreless game. Noah Williams has done a great job so far for Seneca on the mound. He's only given up 1 hit through the first 2 innings and faced 7 batters only, just 1 over the minimum. Cam Wilcox will be the leadoff hitter, the designated hitter for Humber in just a moment. Gives us a chance to look at some of the awards that were handed out last night at the OCAA baseball banquet. Connor Lamb, as we mentioned, the Seneca shortstop, was Player of the Year. Sam LaBelle, who the shortstop for Humber, was Rookie of the Year. The Pitcher of the Year in the OCAA was Durham College's Jason Krause. The batting champion, Fernando Suarez, also from Durham, and Coach of the Year was St. Clair Saints head coach Dave Cooper. The All-Stars, there were 11 All-Stars named last night. St. Clair had 3 of them. Luis Barrios, Michael McKay, Brendan Renault were all selected as All-Stars for the St. Clair Saints. Playing in this game, of course, we see Cooper Lamb. He was an All-Star for Seneca. Sam LaBelle and Liam Sutherland for Humber were also named All-Stars. Durham College had 5 All-Stars named last night. Sam Cocker, Griffin Oliver, Riley Gray, Fernando Suarez, and Jason Krause. All of those awards handed out last night at the OCAA season-ending banquet that was held in Ajax, Ontario, just west of Oshawa. So we go to the bottom of the third inning now, and the first batter has a base hit. Cam Wilcox hitting that out of the reach of Dan Sagan, the second baseman. That's the second hit of the ball game, and once again a leadoff single, and in fact he's going to take second on the throw as the ball did not come in quickly enough. That's going to be scored a double, as Cam Wilcox is in scoring position now with nobody out. What a great start here for Humber in the bottom of the third inning in a scoreless game. You get the feeling that these teams have played high-scoring games all season long. In fact, huge blowouts. Scores were very high. The closest game between these two teams this year was an 8-run differential. Totally different story so far in this game, as we are tied at 0-0. Jared Gonzalez will be the batter now for Humber. That ball gets away. Wild pitch will move Cam Wilcox over to third with nobody out. So the go-ahead run for Humber now at third base with nobody out. Count is 1 ball and no strikes to Jared Gonzalez. So a huge opportunity now for Humber to take the lead in this ball game. That pitch is high for ball 2. Noah Williams facing the first jam of the game for him as the Seneca pitcher. Count is 2-0. Gonzalez way ahead in the count here. That pitch is popped up and foul. Out of play to the right side. Count goes to 2-1. Cam Wilcox, the DH for Humber, led off this inning with a hit to the right side, and he took second, so it was a double. And he's moved since then on a wild pitch over to third. So he's in scoring position. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Noah Williams with a 2-1 count. That pitch is hit to the right side, and it is a foul ball. Daniel Perrier made a great job there of fielding it, and but if that had been a fair ball, no question that Wilcox would have scored. He would have had no play at the plate. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Jared Gonzalez, the second baseman for Humber. Will hit that ball to the left side, and it's going to go off the glove of the third baseman, and they fire it over to first, and he throws it away. So that's going to be an RBI for sure, as the first run of the game comes in. Cam Wilcox scores. It's 1-0 Humber here in the bottom of the third inning. We'll see if that was officially scored an error or not. That ball was chopped rather to the third baseman, and Rodney Gilbert tried to come up with it Might have been thinking about trying to come home to get Wilcox from trying to score from third, but it went off of his glove, and Gonzalez is safe at first. So it's 1-0 Humber here in the bottom of the third inning. Nobody out and a runner on first. That ball is popped up. It's in foul territory. It's playable for the catcher. Edward Kim has got it, and Stephen Rebecki is retired on the first pitch. A foul out and a great defensive play there by Edwin Kim, the catcher of the Seneca Sting. So Hunter Bisser comes up now for the Humber Hawks. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded to short in the first. Humber breaking out on top here in the bottom of the third inning with a run. That pitch, first pitch to Bisser, is a ball. One away here for Humber, bottom of the third. Gonzalez is the runner at first. Runner goes, ball is popped to the right side. Looks like it's drifting into foul territory. Kevin Montero catches it. It's for the out, and he will throw it. He won't be able to get it back in time, so tagging and moving to second on the play. No, are they now? No, they're sending him back to first. So the obscured view we have here at from our vantage point on the right side, I guess that was not a catch. So we'll reset. No out on the play. Gonzalez goes back to first base, and Hunter Bisser will stay in the batter's box. Count as a ball and a strike. 1 run on 2 hits so far for the Humber Hawks. No runs on 3 hits for Seneca. We're in the bottom of the third inning. And the Humber Hawks, the defending OCAA champions, looking to extend the lead here. They will throw back to first. Gonzalez took a little bit of a step towards second, but was sort of a half-hearted attempt to steal. He's back safely at first. Noah Williams, starting pitcher for Seneca, will fire that one in. It's very high, ball 2. 2-1. Gonzalez gets his lead at first. Pitch is just high for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now to Hunter Bisser. Bisser is a 4th-year catcher for the Hawks. Been part of this very successful Humber program, which has medaled in 5 of the last 6 years at the OCAA championships. That pitch is in there for a strike. They will throw it down to second. The runner goes. Gonzalez is safe, and he's going to go all the way to third as the ball gets away at second. So it's a stolen base and an error to move Gonzalez over to third base. So now a runner at third with less than 2 out for Humber, and Bisser with the full count here, looking to bring home the second run of the game for the Hawks. Here's the full count pitch. It's high, ball 4. And runners at the corners now for the Hawks. 1 away. Humber with the run so far here in the bottom of the third inning and looking to add more. Liam Sutherland, OCAA All-Star, will come up to the plate here in a situation to really help his team. Hit .424 on the season. That was the second best average in all of the OCAA. Pitch is in the dirt. It's going to get away from Edward Kim, the catcher. The runners will advance, and coming home to score is Jared Gonzalez. So it's 2-0 now for the Hawks as they continue to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Hunter Bisser, who was on first, moves up to second base. So a runner at second now with 1 out. 2 runs in, and a couple of, or at least a couple of errors in this inning defensively now for Seneca has contributed to Humber's scoring. The 1-0 pitch is fouled by Sutherland, 1-1. So it all started with a hit to right. Cam Wilcox getting to second on a leadoff double. He moved to third on a wild pitch. Jared Gonzalez hit a ball to third that ended up being scored an error as Sutherland takes ball 2-1. Gonzalez reached on an error, but he knocked in Cam Wilcox for the first run. The second run just coming in moments ago on a pass ball by Jared Gonzalez getting that second run. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on a miss by Sutherland. 2-2 now the count. Two nothing Humber, bottom of the third. Seneca's had their chances in the early going of this game, but not able to score. Sutherland hits that ball to the right side. Perrier giving chase on the right side, and it is out of play. So count remains 2-2. Seneca had the bases loaded in the first. They had 2 on with nobody out in the third and not able to score thanks to some outstanding defense by the Humber Hawks. And a couple of well-timed strikeouts by pitcher Matt Stoddard. Count is 2-2 to Liam Sutherland. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game as he hits that one to the right side, and that's foul as well. There's a very strong wind pushing balls to the right side down the first base line. The wind is tapered off a little bit, but it's a very cool breeze in spite of all the brilliant sunshine right here in Oshawa. 2-2 is the count to Liam Sutherland. Off-speed pitch. Sutherland fouls that one away. Great job to stay alive. Count remains 2-2. Sutherland mentioned 424 in the season was his batting average, 25 hits. He was 5th in on-base percentage, 9th in slugging. And a fourth-year player who's seen success all throughout his career as a Humber Hawk. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's grounded to second. Dave Sagan comes up with it. He'll flip it to first for the out. That will move Hunter Bisser down to third base, and there are 2 away now. So that'll bring Dennis DeBanning. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He singled, had the first hit of the game for Humber back to lead off the second inning, but he was stranded by the Hawks in the second inning. They've broken through with a couple of runs here in the third inning. Pitch to DeBanning is high for ball 1. Hunter Bisser at third base looking to bring home the third run for the Hawks here in the bottom of the third. DeBanning will foul that one straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. DeBanning in his 4th year of eligibility with the Hawks. Same as Liam Sutherland, who we just saw a moment ago. Humber winning gold in this tournament last year. They were silver medalists in 2017. They won bronze in 2016 and 2015. That pitch is taken as DeBanning not able to pull the trigger on that. He checked it, but it was over the plate for strike 2, or rather strike 1. 2-1 is the count. 2 away here. Humber batting, bottom of the third. There's a swing, and it gets away from the catcher. They will throw it down to first. So the scoreboard was wrong. It actually had 2 strikes there. That's a strikeout and a completed strikeout as Edwin Kim throws it down to Daniel Perrier to complete the strikeout and end the inning. But a couple of runs for Humber on just 1 hit. There were a couple of errors and 1 runner left on base. We've played 3 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is Humber 2, Seneca, no score. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the fourth inning here in Oshawa, Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. This is the opening game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship, live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us. Hope you're enjoying this game. It's been an interesting one so far. Humber with a 2-0 lead. Both of those runs coming in the bottom of the third inning just moments ago. But Seneca has squandered a couple of scoring opportunities early on in this game. They had the bases loaded in the first. They had a couple runners on with nobody out in the third and not able to score. So the line score looks like this. 2 runs on 2 hits so far for Humber. No runs on 3 hits so far for the Seneca Sting. And two defensive errors by Seneca, 1 defensive error by Humber. So we go to the top of the fourth inning, and Dan Seguin will lead things off. He is the second baseman, wears jersey number 23. Humber in the white jerseys, Seneca in the red jerseys. The first pitch for Matt Stoddard, the starting pitcher for the Hawks. It's outside for ball 1. Seguin is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out to the first baseman in the second inning. Count is 2-0 now to Dan Seguin, as the Seneca Sting will look to set the table once again and try and cash in this time. There's a strike from Stoddard. Stoddard with three strikeouts in the ball game so far. He's walked 2. That pitch is low. Count goes to 3-1. That pitch is knocked to second base. Should be a fairly simple play for the second baseman, and it is. Jared Gonzalez flipping it to Aiden Murphy for the first out of the Seneca fourth inning. So Seguin is 0 for 2 in the ball game, and that will bring up Jonah Bennis. He has 1 of the 3 hits so far in the game for Seneca. He singled back in the second and stole a base. That ball is hit to right field, and that's a base wrap for Jonah Bennis as it drops in front of the center fielder and right fielder. That's Liam Sutherland and Steven Narabaki. So base runner here now for Seneca with 1 away, and that will bring up Kevin Montero. So the right fielder for Seneca steps in here. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He hit into a fielder's choice in the second inning. They'll check the runner back, Jonah Bennis, to first base, and no question that Humber is going to be keeping a close eye on Bennis. He did steal a base back in the second inning, so definitely a threat to run. Matt Stoddard will throw back again over to first base, and Bennis is back in safely. So Humber paying very close attention to him. And the umpire now having a brief discussion with Seneca's first base coach. Looks like we're ready to go again. No pitches yet in the at-bat to Montero, as they've thrown over a couple of times to check Jonah Bennis back over to first base. Stoddard has given up 4 hits so far in the ballgame, one single in each inning. That ball is high and inside to Kevin Montero. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. It's a 2-0 ball game in favor of Humber as we play here in the top of the fourth inning. That ball is popped to short. Should be playable for Sam LaBelle, and he's got it. Hauls it in for the second out of the inning. So 2 away now, runner on first, and Jolson Del Rosario will come up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out looking to lead off the game in the first and grounded out to first to end the second inning. So he's 0 for 2. But looking to keep things moving for Seneca here as the runner goes with that pitch. They throw down to second, and he is safe. Stolen base for Jonah Bennis, getting a good jump. That's the second stolen base of the game so far for Bennis. He's into scoring position. And that pitch was a ball, by the way, so the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Del Rosario. Base hit would probably score a run here. That ball is hit to second base. Jared Gonzalez comes up with it, fires it to first to Aiden Murphy, and the inning is over. So another base runner stranded so far in this game. 7 stranded base runners for Seneca, no runs on 4 hits. We've played 3.5 innings here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. It is Humber leading Seneca by a score of 2-0. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So let's get ready now for the bottom of the 4th inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. Brian Oliver bringing you the play-by-play of this 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. This is the opening game of the tournament between the number 4 seed Seneca Sting and the number 1 seed Humber Hawks. It is a 2-0 lead for Humber as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runs on 2 hits so far for Humber with 1 error, and for Seneca, no runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Both of Seneca's runs coming in the last inning. And Sam LaBelle will start things off here for Humber, the shortstop. He was an OCAA All-Star and was also named OCAA Rookie of the Year last night at the League Award Banquet. LaBelle in this game is 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim of Noah Williams, the starting pitcher for Seneca. That ball is hit to the left side. Cooper Lamb comes up with it, throws on the run over to first. Great defensive play as he throws off balance to get LaBelle. First out of the inning. Cooper Lamb's been pretty busy over there at shortstop. He's got 4 assists so far in the ball game. So that brings up Aiden Murphy. He's the first baseman for the Humber Hawks. Wears jersey number 24, bats from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded to short back in the second. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Noah Williams. 0-1. Aiden Murphy is a second-year player. Was a top 10 in the OCAA in on-base percentage. There's a reason why. He just hit that ball for a base hit to center field, and he's going to take second on it as he hustles running all the way. So that's a one-out double for Aiden Murphy. And Humber has a runner in scoring position now with 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That is the 3rd hit of the game for the Hawks. So Murphy, he was number 7 in the league in on-base percentage at .475. He had 3 doubles in the regular season and now has another one here in this playoff game. So Ty Martin will be the batter now, third baseman for Humber. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded to short to end the 2nd inning for Humber. Aiden Murphy standing at second. And Humber with a 2-0 lead here, looking to extend that lead against the Seneca Sting. That pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Seneca is making its first appearance in the OCAA Final Four this year, finishing the regular season with 10 wins and 8 losses. They started the season 7-0, and since then have been have a record of 3 wins and 8 losses. So they stumbled just a little bit, but they definitely managed to ride the power of that early streak, 7-game winning streak at the start of the season into a playoff spot. That ball is fouled at the plate, and it's 0-2 now to Ty Martin. The Humber Hawks, they are the defending OCAA champions. winning here in Oshawa last year in the tournament in the Final Four in 2018. They had a 9-game winning streak this season, en route to a 13-5 regular season finish. That ball is low to Ty Martin, count as a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here, bottom of the 4th, Humber with a 2-0 lead. The winner will play tonight at 6:30 against the winner of the upcoming game between St. Clair and Durham. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The Humber Hawks will be the host of next weekend's National College Baseball Championship. Most of those games will be played at Connorville Park in Etobicoke. 6 teams will be involved, the Humber Hawks one of them, as well as the OCAA champion. And that ball is ripped to second base, and it's a double play. Dan Sagan bringing down that liner from Ty Martin, and then they throw over to Cooper Lamb covering it short to double off Aiden Murphy, and the inning is over. So a big defensive play there for Seneca, and no runs on 1 hit and nobody left on base. 4 innings complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is Humber 2, Seneca no score. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the 5th inning here in Oshawa Kinsmen Stadium. Brian Oliver bringing you coverage of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship here on Sports Canada TV. Glad you could join us from wherever you're watching. It's been a good ball game so far, a low-scoring ball game, which is certainly going against the pattern of the way these two teams faced each other this year. 2-0 after 4 innings for the Humber Hawks. During the regular season, Humber beat Seneca 11-2 and 12-2. And Seneca beat Humber 11-3. So all of the games during the regular season were lopsided scores. Certainly not the case here so far this morning, with 4 complete and just a 2-0 lead for Humber going to the 5th inning. OCAA Player of the Year Cooper Lamb will lead things off, the shortstop for Seneca. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. He has a walk. He shows bunt, takes for ball 1. Seneca has had their chances in this game. They've stranded 7 base runners through the first 4 innings. Cooper Lamb swings and misses at that offering for Matt Stoddard, and it's a ball and a strike. Lamb will be followed by Rodney Gilbert and Daniel Perrier. That ball is fouled and chopped to the left side for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cooper Lamb. Seneca has had, as mentioned, a number of base runners in scoring position. They've just not been able to get that key hit to get somebody home, at least to this point. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away, and it'll remain 1 ball and 2 strikes as Cooper Lamb stays alive. As we were mentioning a moment ago, Humber will host the National Championship tournament next weekend. That will go from Thursday to Saturday. Humber will be the host team. They have an automatic berth to that tournament. Here's the 1-2 pitch that is hammered to third baseman Ty Martin. He'll come up with it, throws over to first, and Murphy will have to make the tag but he does so to get Cooper Lamb for the first out of the Seneca 5th inning. So score that 5-3. That brings up Rodney Gilbert. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game, reached on an error in the first and singled in the third. He's the third baseman for the Seneca Sting. Yes, Humber hosting that national championship next weekend. The OCAA champion will also get a berth in that tournament. If Humber is the champion, as Gilbert looks at ball one, if Humber does win this tournament this weekend, the second place team, the finalist, would also go to the national championship next weekend to represent the OCAA at the Nationals. Again, that happening at Connervale Park in Etobicoke next weekend. 2-0 pitch, swung on a miss by Rodney Gilbert, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Gilbert looks at ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Rodney Gilbert is from British Columbia. 6'2", fourth-year player. Hammers that ball foul to the right side, and that will run the count full. 1 away, nobody on here for Seneca in the top of the 5th inning. They trail it by a score of 2-0. Here's the payoff pitch, fouled. We'll do it all again. Coming up at 1:30, or scheduled for 1:30, it'll be the St. Clair Saints, last year's silver medalist in this tournament, taking on the Durham Lords. That ball is hit hard but foul down the third base side, and the count remains 3-2. No runs on 4 hits for Seneca so far in the ball game. They've had they've had 1 base hit in each inning as Gilbert looks at ball 4. That was close, but he'll trot down to first with a walk, a hard-earned walk. He had to foul off a couple to stay alive, so he's on first, and that will bring up Daniel Perrier. He's the number 4 hitter in the lineup for Seneca. The first baseman is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He did reach on a walk. That was in the first, and he struck out in the third inning in a big situation. He came up with runners at first and second, or rather second and third with nobody out, and he struck out. Perrier looks at ball 1 from Stoddard. Stoddard threw a complete game against the same Seneca Sting team last Friday. Check swing from Perrier. Not able to bring it back. It's in there for strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Seneca with a base runner. That ball is hit hard to center field, and it's going to get past Sam LaBelle at short. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Sting. Now they have 2 base runners on again with 1 away and threatening to score. And with a 2-0 score, that's going to have Humber talk things over right now and figure what they want to do defensively. Matt Stoddard will meet with his coach and also with catcher Hunter Bisser. The batter will be Edwin Kim. He's the catcher. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out in the first. He hit into a fielder's choice in the second. But Edwin Kim had 6 doubles in the regular season, batted .347. And he comes up in another situation here to help his team get on the board in a nail-biter of a game so far. Just the 2 runs. Both of Humber's runs coming in the 3rd inning of this game. Seneca has been turned aside. They have stranded 7 base runners so far in the game. Humber looking for a double play to get out of it. That ball from Matt Stoddard is low and away for ball 1. So opportunity knocks again here for the Sting in the red jerseys. Rodney Gilbert at second. That ball is hit hard. It's a fair ball down the left field line. That is going to score at least one run. Here comes Gilbert, and going into third is Perrier. That is an RBI double for Edwin Kim, and Seneca is on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game. So that was a big hit. Big double, RBI double for Edwin Kim, and that looks like it's going to be the end of the line for Stoddard. He had managed to work out of a couple of jams early on in the game, particularly in the first and the third inning, and Stoddard comes out. So we're going to see a pitching change here as a right-hander is going to come onto the mound for the Humber Hawks. Seneca with runners at second and third and one out in a 2-1 ball game. Humber leading this game by a score of 2-1. So the new pitcher will be Riley Pollard, right-hander, jersey number 15. He'll take over for Matt Stoddard. So we'll have a bit of a delay in the action here as Seneca has broken out and got on the scoreboard here in the top of the fifth inning in a 2-1 ball game and looking to take the lead as they have runners at second and third with just one away. So let's look at Riley Pollard's statistics. He made 9 appearances this year. He's a second-year pitcher for the Hawks. His record was 0-1, but he did have 6 saves. So he had all 6 saves for Humber this season. Of course, this is only the fifth inning. This is going to be a very long save opportunity for Riley Pollard as we are only in the fifth inning. But he comes in a very important situation for his team as they have a 2-1 lead and Seneca with runners at second and third and just one away. So 6 saves on the season for Pollard. Posted an earned run average of 1.50 and gave up only 2 earned runs. 12 strikeouts against 3 walks, so he has a very good strikeout to walk ratio. So Humber will call on their closer here in the fifth inning to try and hold on to a 2-1 lead. Jordan Blake is the batter. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game, the left fielder for the Seneca Sting. He is looking to equal the score here or perhaps put his team out in front. The 1-0 pitch, tries to swing at it. Then he tried to take it back, but he swung through it, so it's a count of 1-1. Daniel Perrier is the runner at third. He represents the tying run. Edwin Kim represents the go-ahead run. He just doubled a moment ago to double in the first run of the game for Seneca. One away here, top of the fifth. Seneca trailing 2-1. Pollard is ready. Pitch is low. 2-1. Another big moment in this ball game for Seneca. They've had base runners every inning. Finally breaking through here in the fifth. Pollard's 2-1 pitch is low. 3-1. Blake is 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Hit into a fielder's choice, and he fouled out to the third baseman back in the third. Here's the 3-1. That is hit hard to short. It goes off the glove of Sam LaBelle. That's going to bring in at least one run, and it does. And going all the way to second on that liner that went off LaBelle's hand, it was hit really hard. And LaBelle is injured, actually. He is holding his wrist right now. That is a big concern for Humber, as LaBelle, the shortstop in the OCAA Rookie of the Year, was not able to grab that liner. And with this cold temperature, it looks like that ball went off his wrist. But it does knock in the tying run in the ball game as Perrier comes in to score. It's a 2-2 game here in the top of the 5th inning. So that ball for LaBelle was hit really hard, and he had a chance to catch it as a line out and perhaps even double off a runner if they'd been off base, but he just could not squeeze it, and there's some concern right now in the infield as the team will take a look at Sam LaBelle's wrist and see if he can continue. He is an OCAA All-Star this year and a big part of this 13-5 Humber Hawks team, and he's going to stay in the ball game. Gets a round of applause here at Kinsmen Stadium. Good to see that he's all right, but certainly that's got to be stinging his hands right now. So let's reset things where we are right now as Jordan Blake on that hit moved all the way to second. The batter is Dan Seguin, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Runners at second and third here, 1 away in a 2-2 ball game. Pollard's 0-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2 to Dan Seguin. Now again, you've got the go-ahead run at third base right now. Seneca did not appear to have any kind of play on in terms of a bunt. The defense is in here, of course, for the infielders are in to try and cut down the run at home. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Big strikeout there. Second out of the inning as Riley Pollard gets that out. That's his first strikeout of the ball game. That'll bring up Jonah Bennis. Now Bennis in this game is 2 for 2. So he's had the hot bat so far for Seneca. He comes up in a big situation here as he fouls the first pitch from Riley Pollard. 0-1. Seneca with 2 runs here in the top of the 5th inning to equalize against the Humber Hawks. Pollard looking to put out the fire. He took over for Matt Stoddard earlier in this inning. Inherited a situation with runners at second and third and 1 out. The 1-2 pitch is way outside. Pollard looked like he may have slipped a little bit as he released that. Great job by Bisser to make sure that didn't get away. With a runner at third base, anything that gets past the catcher in this park, it's a very big backstop and a good opportunity for runners to score. Here's the 2-2, or the 1-1 pitch is low. I believe the count is 2-1 here. The scoreboard says 3-2, but let's see. Bennis is ready. Pollard's pitch is taken for a strike. Should be 2 balls and 2 strikes right now. Scoreboard showing 3-2. I believe the correct count is 2-2. Yeah, and that's what the umpire is now confirming to Riley Pollard, the Humber pitcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big moment here for Seneca as they trying to take the lead here in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch is popped up. The second base, it's in the sunshine for Jared Gonzalez. He drops it. He is not able to, held it in, and they get the runner out at second as the ball is dropped by the second baseman, but that does bring in 2 runs, and I believe both runs did score before the out was made at second. Yes, they did. 2 runs score, so it's a 4-run inning for Seneca, and the Sting now with a 4-2 lead over the Humber Hawks in a very eventful top of the 5th inning. So we've played 4.5 innings. It is Seneca 4 and Humber 2. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom of the fifth inning now at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa, and a lot of action just in the last couple of minutes here at the stadium. Seneca with a 4-2 lead over the Humber Hawks. 4 runs on 3 hits, and a tough error at second base allowed Seneca to get the 3-2 run and the 4-2 run home from second and third there with 2 out. And the umpires were very clear about what had happened there at the end of the top of the fifth inning for Seneca. There were runners at second and third with 2 out. Ball was popped up to second base. Jared Gonzalez was under it, but he was battling the sunshine. And as it came down, it popped off his glove and landed safely. So that meant Jonah Bennis was safe at first. The runner, Edwin Kim, came home from third. Jordan Blake came around from second and scored, and he crossed the plate just a split second before Jonah Bennis was thrown out at second, trying to stretch that into a double. So 4 runs for Seneca, and they have a 4-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. So Humber with some work cut out for it now here in the fifth inning, as Noah Williams will continue on the mound for Seneca. Humber with 2 runs on 3 hits so far in the ball game, a couple of doubles. The batter is Cam Wilcox. He has one of those doubles and doubled and scored in the third inning in a 2-run inning for Humber back in the third. The 2-0 pitch is very high for ball 3. So Humber looking to get their leadoff hitter on here and get back into this ball game. They're only down by 2 runs, though. Bottom of the fifth inning, we're scheduled to play 7. That ball, 3-0, takes a big cut, fouls it away. Might have been ball 4. Four runs, 7 hits for Seneca. 2 runs, 3 hits for Humber. The 3-1 pitch is high. So a walk for Cam Wilcox, and that's his second time on base in this ball game. And it's a leadoff walk for Humber. And that'll bring up Jared Gonzalez, the second baseman for the Humber Hawks. He reached on an error at third base, knocked in a run, scored Cam Wilcox back in the third inning with the first run. He squares, shows bunt, takes it back. Nothing going on there, but it is ball 1. Gonzalez represents the tying run in this game at the plate right now. Cam Wilcox is the base runner at first. That ball is smoked to left field. That is a base hit. Gonzalez with a power shot to left field. No chance for Cooper Lamb there, the shortstop. No way he was going to get to that ball. So it's a single to left. Jared Gonzalez is on, and Humber now with runners at first and second and nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and they trail at 4-2. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Stephen Narabaki. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game, a ground out, a pop out to foul territory. Let's see if he scores to bunt here in this situation. Might be an opportunity for foul ball. There he does. He does bunt. He bounces it to the left side, and it's going to go foul. So the count is 0-1 to Stephen Narabeki, the right fielder for the Humber Hawks. The runner at second is Cam Wilcox. Jared Gonzalez is at first. Wilcox reached on a walk. Gonzalez on a single. Noah Williams will throw that in there. It's high for ball 1. All of Seneca's runs coming in the top of this fifth inning. Humber scored its 2 runs in the bottom of the third. Count is 1-1 to Stephen Narabeki. He scores to bunt again. He gets it down, and it bounces left and goes foul again. So the count is now a ball and 2 strikes to Narabecki. And we'll see if the Hawks decide to keep the bunt on with 2 strikes or not, or if they let him swing away. The Hawks with the tying runs on base right now. They trail it 4-2. Bottom of the 5th inning. Noah Williams will look into Edwin Kim, his catcher, for the sign. Narabecki was unable to get a bunt down twice. This time he will not show bunt, and he takes that for ball 2. So it's 2-2. Humber looking to get back on top here in this game. They led it 2-0 after 4, but gave up 4 runs in the top of this 5th inning. 2-2 is the count to Stephen Narabecki. Williams is ready. He throws it. It's popped up. Should be playable. It's an infield fly call. The batter is out, and it is caught by Dan Seguin, the second base. And the runners are not able to advance. So missed opportunity there for the Hawks. 1 away.
Now batting for the Hawks, the catcher, Hunter Bisser.
So that'll bring up the catcher, the number 2 hitter in the Humber lineup, Hunter Bisser. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He has a walk. He walked in the 3rd. 2 on, 1 away here for Humber. They trail 4-2. Big swing by Bisser. Not able to connect with it. 0-1. Seneca Sting looking for a double play to get out of this inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Taken for a strike just over the belt. Bisser didn't like it. But Seneca certainly liked the call, and it's 0-2. Just at the top of the zone. Just came under the number in his jersey, his number 14. 0-2 the count now to Hunter Bisser. 1 away. That ball is hit to center, right center field, and it's going to be dropped. It's going to miss by Kevin Montero. He can't get it. That is going to score 1 run. It's a double for Hunter Bisser, and it's now a 4-3 ball game. RBI double for Hunter Bisser. Kevin Montero not able to come up with that ball as Bisser takes a 2-strike pitch to right field, and it's 4-3. So Humber back in business. The tying run now at 3rd, and the go-ahead run at 2nd with 1 away. And that's going to bring out Seneca's coach to talk to the battery. That is the 5th hit of the ball game for Seneca, or for Humber rather. Liam Sutherland is the batter, and perhaps they were talking there about what their options might be with Liam Sutherland, who is 0 for 2 in the ball game, but he had the 2nd highest batting average in all of the OCAA this year at .424. So they could have been thinking about potentially putting him on with an intentional walk, but doesn't look like they're going to do that. But they obviously want to be careful with them. Sutherland takes first pitch for ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Liam Sutherland. He flied out to right field, and he grounded out to 2nd. That was back in the 3rd. But a chance to put his team out in front again here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Humber trailing at 4-3. Noah Williams is ready. So is Liam Sutherland. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's very high, ball 2. Some action starting. There's some action starting to move up in the Seneca bullpen down the 3rd baseline. But the Sting would like Noah Williams to get through this inning if they can. There's the pitch. It is popped up, and it is foul and out of play. 2 balls and a strike now to Liam Sutherland. Humber looking to take the lead here. They trail at 4-3, bottom of the 5th. Good ball game. Humber, the defending Ontario champions. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's very high. Up in the neck. 3 balls and a strike now. And very critical situation here for the Sting on the defense. Of course, first base is open. And if Southern was to reach with a walk, then the bases would be loaded and a double play would potentially be in order. That pitch is high for ball 4. So they didn't give anything out over the plate for Sutherland. He's on with a walk. The bases are loaded.
Batting cleanup for the Hawks, the left fielder, number 16,
Dennis DeBanning will come up now. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He doubled in the second, struck out in the third. Bases loaded, 1 away here. Humber down by a run. 4-3 is the score. DeBanning will take strike 1. Oh and 1 is the count to Dennis DeBanning. He fouls that away, as it might have been a slider. Took a little something off of that pitch, but now Noah Williams is ahead 0-2 against DeBanning, the cleanup hitter for Humber, looking to put his team in front. Oh 2. Pitch is taken just a bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to DeBanning. Gonzalez at third, Bisser at second, Sutherland at first. Count is 1-2 to Dennis DeBanning. He will foul that to the right side to stay alive. Dennis is a 4th year of eligibility player, outfielder from Toronto. Here's the 1-2. He swings and misses at strike 3. Big out there for Noah Williams. That is the second out of the inning. The bases are still loaded now with 2 away, and that'll bring up Sam LaBelle. That is strikeout number 3 in the game for Noah Williams, but he's managed to strike out DeBanning twice in this game. That was a big one right there. Seneca still up 4-3. Bases loaded now, 2 away, and here's Sam LaBelle. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. LaBelle is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Strikeout and a ground out. LaBelle, the OCAA Rookie of the Year, and the shortstop for the Hawks, with a chance to put his team out in front here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. LaBelle took a hard liner on the off of his hand back in the Seneca 5th inning when he was playing short, a liner that he wasn't able to come up with, but he looks like he's fine. And that's good news for Humber. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is fouled away. So it's 2 balls and a strike now to Sam LaBelle. If LaBelle is able to reach, Aidan Murphy awaits on deck, who doubled his last time up. Seneca 4, Humber 3. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here in this opening game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. 2-1 pitch is very high, ball 3. And now Noah Williams is in a jam because a walk here would tie the game. The count is 3 balls and a strike to Sam LaBelle. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is in there for strike 2. LaBelle didn't like it. Just above the belt as it came over the plate. Height-wise, it looked fine from my vantage point, but whether it was exactly over the plate, I don't have that angle on it. So full count. The base runners will be going here with the count full. There they go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's high. Ball 4. The game is tied. It's an RBI walk for Sam LaBelle, and it's a 4-4 ball game. So coming home to score is Jared Gonzalez.
Now batting for the Hawks, the first baseman.
And it's Humber 4, Seneca 4. And that is going to be the end of the line for Noah Williams. So both of the starters in this game are now gone. So Noah Williams gave up 2 runs in the third and now gives up a couple of runs here in the fifth, and he comes out of the ball game.
Pizza Nova called to the bullpen. Now pitching for the Seneca Sting. Number 25, the lefty. The righty, Jake Ruby.
So Jake Ruby will come into the game now for the Seneca Sting in a huge situation, which goes without speaking, or goes without saying. Bases loaded, 2 out here in a tie ball game in the fifth inning. So Jake Ruby will take his warm-ups as Noah Williams comes out of the game. And he was the starter for Seneca. And Matt Stoddard, the starter for Humber, is also out of the ball game. We'll try and find out some of the numbers here for Jake Ruby for Seneca. Ruby this year appeared in 4 games, started 2 games, had a record of 1 win and 1 loss. Comes in with an ERA of 6, 10 strikeouts, 6 walks, and threw 11 2/3 innings during the season. So it's a big situation here for him and for Seneca as they were trailing in this game 2-0. They battled back in the fifth inning to score 4 to take a 4-2 lead, but Humber has managed to equalize here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and they have bases loaded with 2 out. Sam LaBelle, moments ago, walking with the bases loaded to tie the game. He's at first for the Hawks. Liam Sutherland, who also walked, is at second, and Hunter Bisser represents the go-ahead run in this game. He's at third base. And the batter is Aiden Murphy, who's 1 for 2 in the game. He doubled last time up. He grounded out back in the second, doubled in the fourth. Ruby's pitch is fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Aiden Murphy. This inning began with a walk, a leadoff walk to Cam Wilcox, who later scored on a double by Hunter Bisser. Leadoff walks are always dangerous. That ball is in play to second base. Going to be a tough play. They will throw over to first, though, and making the play is Dan Seguin over to Daniel Perrier, and the inning is over. So Humber strands 3, but they do manage to get 2 runs in here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and we've played 5 complete in a real barn burner of a game. It's Humber 4 and Seneca 4. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So 5 innings in the books here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here on the live stream on Sports Canada TV. This is the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. 4-4 is the score after 5 innings between the Humber Hawks and the Seneca Sting. This is the opening game of the tournament. This is the number 1 seed Humber Hawks against the number 4 seed Seneca Sting. To be followed a half hour after the conclusion of this game will be the St. Clair Saints taking on the Durham Lords, the number 2 and number 3 seeds in the tournament. So Humber tying the game up back in the bottom of the fifth inning moments ago on a couple of runs on a couple of hits, and there were 3 walks. So walks hurting the Seneca Sting there in the fifth inning. But anybody's ball game at this point, no doubt about that. It'll be Kevin Montero leading things off here for Seneca in the top of the sixth inning in a 4-4 game as Riley Pollard fires that in. That ball is popped up to third baseman Ty Martin. He's got it for the first out of the inning. So Montero is quickly out on 1 pitch. That's his second pop out of the ball game. He's 0 for 3. That'll turn the lineup over to leadoff hitter Jolson Del Rosario. And he is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Looking to turn that trend around here. Swing and a miss at strike 1 from Riley Pollard, who came on in relief of Matt Stoddard, who started this game for the Humber Hawks. Pollard is Humber's closer, had 6 saves on the season. That pitch is way inside, and it hits the batter. Yes, it hit him in the leg, so it's a hit by pitch as Del Rosario trots down to first base. It wasn't immediately signaled by the umpire, and the umpires are going to maybe talk about this now. So Del Rosario is standing on first, but the home plate umpire and the base umpires are going to confer as to what happened there. It was right in front of our vantage point here, and it did look like the ball grazed the leg of Del Rosario. And they're going to confirm that that's what everybody saw. 1 away here, top of the sixth inning in a 4-4 ball game, and they are going to let it stand, hit by pitch. So Del Rosario will be at first base. So opportunity for Seneca here in the top of the sixth inning as Del Rosario, the leadoff hitter, the designated hitter, is at first. Didn't have any stolen bases on the regular season. Caught stealing once. The batter is Cooper Lamb. Cooper Lamb was the OCAA Player of the Year. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has a single and a walk. Grounded out to third his last time up. Del Rosario at first represents the go-ahead run in this game as Lamb fouls that one away. Count as 1-1. Riley Pollard, Humber pitcher, he likes to work fast. Del Rosario at first, not getting a very big lead there at all at first. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Cooper Lamb. Big cut. Strike 2. Cooper Lamb was on base twice in this game, each time making it to third base early on in the game, was not able to score. Seneca stranded a lot of base runners early on in this game, but they did break through last inning. Lamb takes strike 3, looking, thought it was maybe a bit outside, maybe a bit low, but it's a strikeout for Riley Pollard, and that's the second out. So 2 away, and Rodney Gilbert will be the batter. Gilbert in this game is 1 for 2. He reached on an error in the first, he singled in the third, and he walked in the fifth inning and scored the first run of the game. Gilbert takes that pitch inside from Riley Pollard. It's ball 1. Seneca in red, Humber in white. The 1-0 pitch coming to Gilbert is low. Ball 2, 2-0. Jolson Del Rosario is at first base. He was hit by a pitch in this inning. He represents the go-ahead run for the Sting in a 4-4 deadlock here in the sixth inning. Pollard is ready with the 2-0 pitch. That is cut on and missed, or rather cut on and fouled. 2-1. If Gilbert is able to reach, the next batter would be Daniel Perrier, who singled and scored his last time up. So we're coming into the heart of the order here for the Seneca Sting here in the sixth inning. Pollard is ready. The 2-1 pitch is high. 3 balls and a strike now. Pollard does not want to walk Gilbert because that would move Del Rosario into scoring position with 2 away. Favorable count here for Gilbert. Let's see what he does. Here's the 3-1. He takes it low for ball 4. So Gilbert is on with the walk. That moves Del Rosario down to second, and it'll bring up Daniel Perrier. Cleanup hitter, 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a walk. He did strike out in the 3rd, but definitely a power hitter. He had 6 home runs in the regular season, 21 RBI. That pitch is definitely in there for a strike, 0-1. Seneca 4, Humber 4. Top of the 6th inning. Perrier looking to bring home Jolson Del Rosario. That pitch is fouled, chopped hard to the left side, and he's behind 0-2. Hunter Bister's going to go out and talk to Riley Pollard now. Maybe saw something as Perrier took a big cut at that pitch. Perrier wears jersey number 29, taps the dirt out of his cleats in the batter's box. He is 6'9". Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's very high and outside, ball 1, 1-2. Chance for Seneca to take the lead again here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second, 2 away in a 4-4 game. Time is called at the plate. Daniel Perrier batted .357 in the regular season, led the league with a .768 slugging percentage. Here's the 1-2. Off speed and just outside. Very close. Perrier takes that. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pollard looking to try and paint the corner there. Didn't get the call. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's outside. 3-2. Count is full. And now the runners will be going with the pitch. That gives a bit of an advantage to the Seneca Sting here in the top of the 6th. As if a ball in play, a single would almost certainly score Jolson Del Rosario from first. Count is 3-2. 2 away. Pollard is ready. Runners go. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Perrier misses the opportunity to put Seneca out in front. That is the 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning for Riley Pollard. No runs and 2 runners left on base. That's 9 base runners left on so far in this game for Seneca. So 5.5 complete, a 4-4 ball game between Seneca and Humber. We'll see you again in a moment. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. Opening game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us. And if you've been following along, it's been a seesaw a bit back and forth. It was an early 2-0 lead for Humber with a couple of runs in the 3rd. Seneca took a 4-2 lead with 4 runs of their own in the 5th, and then the Hawks got those 2 runs back in the bottom of the 5th, and that's where we stand now with 4 runs for each team going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Humber in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ty Martin will lead things off, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a ground out and a line out. And the first pitch is lifted to left field in the sunshine, and hauling it in is Jordan Blake. Looked like he had a bit of a problem battling the sun there at the start, but 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the first out of the 6th inning for Humber. So that'll bring up Cam Wilcox. He's been on base twice in this game so far. He doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. He walked to lead off the 5th inning and later scored in that inning. So he's got a couple of runs. In fact, Cam Wilcox has 2 runs, and so does Jared Gonzalez, the player on deck. So it's the scoring has been done by the bottom half of the lineup. He pops that ball up to second base, way up there, and it's dropped. Not able to bring it in with the sunshine is Dan Seguin. We've seen that happen earlier to the Humber Hawks. The sunshine very bright here, and it looked like Seguin was a little uncertain of it to begin with. It stayed up forever, and it dropped behind him. So that's a base runner here for Humber with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a tie game. That's a huge turn of events, and it looks like we're going to see a pinch runner. So we do have a pinch runner for the Hawks, and it is Vidal Perez Torres. So Vidal Perez Torres will pinch run for Cam Wilcox. And the batter is Jared Gonzalez, who fouls off the first pitch. Runner on first here, tie ball game. Humber looking to get the lead back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jared Gonzalez, the runner looked like he was going, then Perez Torres goes back to first base. That ball was high for pitch was high for a ball. Gonzalez reached on an error and scored in the 3rd. He singled and scored in the 5th. Gonzalez is ready. And so is Jake Ruby. That pitch is high. Ruby high with that pitch for Seneca. And the count is 3 balls and a strike to Jared Gonzalez. He doesn't want to walk this batter because that would turn the lineup over and would also move the lead runner into scoring position with 1 away. Runner goes. That ball is hit to left field. It's a base hit. That will move Perez Torres up to second. And now it's 2 on with 1 out for Humber, and that turns the lineup over to Stephen Narabecki. Gonzalez now 2 for 3 in the ball game. Bottom of the lineup really doing a lot of the damage so far for the Humber Hawks. 4-4 ball game. Perez Torres at second, Gonzalez at first, 1 away. Stephen Narabecki is the batter. He is 0 for 3 in the game. That pitch is very high from Jake Ruby. One ball, no strikes. Narabecki grounded out, fouled out, popped out so far. Big chance for him here to put his team ahead. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1. Waiting on deck is Hunter Bisser. Seneca looking for a double play to end this inning. Speedster at second base is Vidal Perez Torres. Runners get their lead, and now Rebecca fouls that one away for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to now Rebecca. Jake Ruby looking to get out of a jam here in the Humber 6th inning for Seneca. The game resting in the balance right now, 4-4 game A run here for Humber would be huge. The 0-2 pitch taken, and it's inside. That's a ball. The scoreboard says 1-2. I believe the count is 2-2. Yes, it is. The umpire confirming that it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Narabecki. Runners at first and second, one away here for Humber. 4-4 ball game. Jake Ruby is ready. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It is chopped, foul. It was in play briefly and then spins and goes foul. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Narabecki. Humber had the lead in this game 2-0 after 3 innings. Seneca got 4 runs in the top of the 5th to go up 4-2. Humber scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th to tie it. We're here in the bottom of the 6th now. It's still 4-4. Here's the 2-2 pitch again. It's very high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Stephen Narabecki. Now let's see what the runners do here with the full count. Will Humber elect to send the runners with a full count? Remember, just 1 out here. Here comes the payoff pitch from Jake Ruby. It is fouled. It's popped up, and it's not playable. It's out of play. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Narabecki. Humber looking to go up on top here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and then maybe with a chance to close it out in the 7th. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Jake Ruby is set. Runners do not go. Pitch is fouled away. We'll do it again. Good battle going on here between Stephen Narabecki and Jake Ruby. Narabecki is number 22. Bats from the left side here. He is the right fielder in this game for the Humber Hawks. Jake Ruby came on in this game in relief of Noah Williams. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it misses. Ball 4. Narabecki earns a walk, and the bases are loaded. And that moves the runners up. Narabecki goes down to first. Vidal Perez Torres, who came on to pinch run, moves over to third. Jared Gonzalez is now at second base. 1 out here, bases loaded, and here's Hunter Bisser. First pitch is taken, strike 1. Bisser in this game is 1 for 2. Doubled in a run back in the 5th and walked in the 3rd. Grounded out in the 1st. Big moment here in this game. 0-1. Ruby is ready, and he is high with that pitch. Count as a ball and a strike. Nowhere to put Hunter Bisser. Game is tied 4-4. Seneca looking to get out of this. Jake Ruby is ready. Here is the 1-1 pitch. It is grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. That's going to score 1, and it is going to score 2 as the ball gets away from center field. It's going to score a 3rd run. 3 runs come in on a clutch RBI single by Hunter Bisser, and then there was an error in center field as the ball got away. 3 runs come in, and Humber now leading 7-4. That is huge for Humber as they now lead by 3 runs. Batting now still in the 6th inning and still only 1 out. Hunter Bisser ends up on second after the error in center field. Pitch is inside to Liam Sutherland. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He has a walk as well. Humber getting the lead back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Ruby's pitch is taken away for ball 2. Two 2-0 the count to Liam Sutherland. Runner at second, 1 away here. Humber with 3 runs so far here in the 6th inning. Sutherland takes a strike from Jake Ruby. So Hunter Bisser with a couple of clutch hits in this game. He's got 3 runs batted in. And 3 runs is the differential so far. Humber leading Seneca 7-4. That ball is hammered to right field. Giving chase in right field is Kevin Montero. He's got it, and he will, that's the second out of the inning. Tagging and going to third is Hunter Bisser. So that's 2-away now, and a runner at third for Humber, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, Dennis DeBanning. This inning started for Humber with a dropped pop-up by the second baseman. As DeBanning swings and fouls away strike one from Jake Ruby. But it all started with 1 away. Cam Wilcox came up and hit a infield pop-up, and battling the sun was Dan Sega. He was not able to come up with it, and that kind of opened the door as it was followed up with a single, a walk, and then another single, and all of a sudden Humber has 3 runs on the board here and a 7-4 lead. Count is 1-1 to DeBanning. That ball is hit hard to the right side. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it's a foul ball. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. DeBanning in this game is 1 for 3. He is struck out twice. He singled back in the second inning. Humber 7, Seneca 4. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. And as the visiting team, Seneca will come up in the 7th inning needing to tie to extend the game or go ahead. But now they have a 3-run deficit. DeBanning takes that pitch, and it's away. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away. Humber with the base runner at third. That is Hunter Bisser, who had a big 2-run single in this inning. That ball is hit to Cooper Lamb at short. Lamb has come up with it. He throws over to first to record the out. The inning is over. But 3 big runs for Humber to take a 7-4 lead after 6 innings here in Oshawa. You are watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So last chance here for the Seneca Sting in the top of the 7th inning in a 7-4 ball game. The Humber Hawks 7, the Seneca Sting 4 after 6 innings. Each team with lots of opportunities. Humber had the lead early on in the game. They gave up the lead. Seneca led this game 4-2 after 4.5 innings. But Humber scored twice in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie it, and they moments ago just scored 3 runs that came on 3 runs on 2 hits. There was a walk and a big error that led to a 3-run uprising for the Hawks in the 6th inning, and that has staked them to a 7-4 lead now in the 7th inning. So it's last chance for Seneca. It will be the scheduled 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Sting. Edwin Kim, Jordan Blake, and Dan Seguin are scheduled to come up. Riley Pollard will stay on the mound for the Humber Hawks. He came on in relief in this game for Matt Stoddard, the starting pitcher for Humber. Stoddard was taken out in the 5th inning when Seneca scored those 4 runs. Pollard was unable to hold on to the lead, though, so he has 6 saves during the regular season for Humber, but he wasn't able to hold the lead in that case, so there's no save in this situation, but he is in line for the victory if he is able to close things out here for the Humber Hawks in this opening game of the 2019 championships. So Edwin Kim comes up, and he takes strike 1 from Riley Pollard. Kim is 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Takes strike 2. Seneca hoping to set the table once again. Big difference in this game as the 0-2 pitch is hit to short. Sam LaBelle will come up with it. He fires on to first. He's got his man. 1 away. That'll bring up Jordan Blake, the left fielder, with 1 away, nobody on. Some of the big parts of this game came early on when the game was still scoreless. Seneca left the bases loaded in the 1st inning, not able to score. They had the bases loaded with 1 out and were not able to score. They also left runners in score. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out in the 3rd inning and were not able to score. They did break through in the 5th inning with those 4 runs, but they missed some key opportunities early on in this ball game and stranded a lot of base runners. 0-1 pitch in there for strike 2 to Jordan Blake. As Riley Pollard seems to be in a groove now, he has really started to settle things down here for the Humber Hawks. That ball is in play. It's hit to the right side, and it's foul. Count remains 0-2. Riley Pollard with 3 strikeouts. He has issued 1 walk. And he did give up a couple of hits when he first came in, but since that point, he's been very strong. And that ball is in the dirt. Pollard will get the ball back. Count is 0-2. Pollard has retired 4 of the last 5 batters. Nobody on here for Seneca, top of the 7th. Trying to claw back into this. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that's the 4th strikeout for Riley Pollard, and he seems to be really energized there on the mound for the Humber Hawks as Dan Seguin will come up now. He is the last chance for Seneca. He will need to reach to keep this thing going. Seguin is 0 for 3 in the ball game. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Pollard is ready. That ball is a check swing foul, 0-1. If Seguin is able to reach, Jonah Bennis awaits on deck. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Seneca Sting. But they're going to need a whole bunch of hits right now. The 0-1 pitch is broken bat, chopper to second base, or liner rather to second base. The bat was on the ground. It's a line out. Jared Gonzalez has got it, and the game is over. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on base there for Seneca in the 7th inning. And it's a Humber victory, 7-4. Humber will advance to the second round as the play tonight at scheduled for 6:30 p.m. Might be a little bit later because this game did run a little bit long, so that may push the schedule back just a little bit. But it's a 7-4 win for the Humber Hawks. Riley Pollard came on in relief of Matt Stoddard. He will get the victory in this game as Humber will wait to play the winner of the next game, which is going to start probably in about half an hour from now. That'll be between the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. Seneca will play a game scheduled for 4 o'clock. They will play the loser of the Durham St. Clair game in an elimination game scheduled for 4 o'clock. Again, schedule being pushed back a little bit because of the length of this opening game, which started a few minutes late and certainly ended a few minutes later than scheduled. So the final score, the Humber Hawks 7 and the Seneca Sting 4. For everyone here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. This is Brian Oliver. Thanks for joining us. Actually, let's hold on for a minute. Let's wait for the players of the game. We know that the next game has to start very quickly, and we were going to take a quick break, but let's wait for the players of the game first before we sign off, as the teams have lined up on first base and third base side.
OCAA Hall of Fame inductee, former athletic director Linda Stapleton for the Seneca Sting. Player of the game for the Seneca
So Seneca Stings.
the catcher, Edwin Kim.
Edwin Kim is the player of the game for the Seneca Sting. He had a big RBI double for Seneca back in the 4-run inning for Seneca. Player of the game for Humber are going to be called up in a moment.
Congratulations, Edwin. And now the player
Hunter Bisser would certainly be a candidate
the presentation is also
with a couple of huge clutch hits and 3 RBI, but let's see what happens.
the Humber Hawks. Player of the game is also the catcher,
It is
Hunter Visser.
Hunter Bisser, player of the game
Congratulations.
for the Humber Hawks, as the catchers for each team end up being the players of the game. So a 7-4 victory for the Humber Hawks
All right, fans in the
here in Oshawa.
give both teams a round of applause.
And Seneca will regroup to play the loser of the upcoming game between Durham and Seneca. And Humber will have a couple extra hours off as they await the winner of the St. Clair-Durham game, which is on tap here in a short amount of time here at Kinsmen Stadium. So now we'll sign things off. For everyone here at Kinsmen Stadium, this is Brian Oliver. You've been watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Baylor Direct. Stay tuned and join us in just about half an hour's time for the game between St. Clair and Durham. Good afternoon from Oshawa.